There's a counterintuitive strategy we can use when we want to feel better. And it's counterintuitive because it involves feeling more fully things that are unpleasant and painful. And typically what we'll do with things we find difficult is, in a sense, we'll step back from them. And we do that so that we can think about them. We sort of fix them in place with ideas, we talk about them, we move into problem solving, analyzing. And this strategy for making things better is really useful for things in the world that we can actually grasp. But it seems to be less useful when it comes to our feelings. And in part, that's because we're, in a sense, using part of ourselves to try and manipulate another part of ourselves. And that just goes kind of round and round. It seems to reinforce things, intensify them, and it doesn't resolve things. And so actually learning to step forwards, in a sense, to feel more fully what's happening, is helpful because, firstly, it disarms the tendency we have to step back and think about things and problem solve them. And because that's intensifying and reinforcing things, that will help us to find some relief already, just because we're not doing something that is tending to make us feel worse. But there's something else going on here as well, which is when we learn to feel more fully, to connect with what's happening, we need to do that in a way that has spaciousness and gentle patience and kindness as part of the equation, because otherwise all we're doing is bracing and gritting our teeth, and that's not going to be helpful. And it's this shift of how we're meeting what's happening, the warmth, the gentleness, the patience, and this takes a bit of learning how to do that, but it's that shift that really helps bring relief, a sense of healing in a way, and enables us to have a more flexible and creative approach to what's happening. It kind of frees us up so that we can then engage with what's happening around us more fruitfully. But as I say, this takes a bit of learning, and this is what things like mindfulness and meditation, much of what they're about, is learning how to meet what's happening. Often there's talk about things like the present moment and paying attention, and that all sounds a bit sort of, abstract or academic, but really that's what it is: meeting, feeling, connecting with what's happening. But as I say, this needs some care because it's perfectly natural that we'll be a bit freaked out, scared, just not want to do this. And so how to do that gently and carefully and in a way that feels really safe is part of the art of this whole process, but is absolutely doable. And so firstly, if this is something that you're interested in, if you're finding that you're struggling with how you're feeling and finding that your usual sort of thinking about and problem solving mode isn't helping so much, this might be something to consider. And then the next question, if you're up for that, is, well, how to do that in a way that really feels manageable and okay? And that's perhaps a conversation for another time, but this might be something just to reflect on at this point of, there might be another way of engaging with what's happening rather than stepping back and thinking about it and talking about it and problem solving it. Actually stepping forwards, feeling more fully, engaging in a way that is informed by patience and care and kindness and so on. So, some food for thought, perhaps. Love to hear what you think. If you've got any comments or questions, let me know. And if you'd like to find out more about me or sign up to my mailing list, you can do that at my website, alexirving.co.uk. Okay, take care.